Back from the dead. So today we're still grinding on that little thing called minigames. that's the 1 week, 5 days of grind on minigames, I believe, somewhere around here. So I really hope that slowly but surely we'll get to end. And yesterday in the evening I was working a bit on the time thingies here as well. Well, basically what I want is that these things will appear above. So for example, the trophy is going to show you how much you've completed the tank, the challenge, and this is going to be displayed in a case if you have a challenge that's time-based. So it's still like, yeah, being wired. I added some sound effects, maybe they sound a bit weird. Wait a second, boom. And this one still isn't working well. So this is where we at now. Boom. Because now if I press it, it should be updated. It should be updated. But it isn't. So let's see what's going on here behind here. And not any serious error around the corner, but we could say that somewhere around player HUD or challenge something UI here, when we're subbing to this on challenge progress updated, I do the things here. But I wonder if this is even getting triggered, because challenge progress updated should be emitted from the observe state, from this thingy here. So here I'm trying to emit the challenge FSM timer on timeout every single second, but I wonder if I missed out a thing or two. Let's not save this for now, because if I go to the player HUD, actually if I go to the sequence something room in here, and if I take a look at the timer, timer, I got a timer here, alright. But I wonder how I'm getting it. 1 second. Let's see. I have a challenge FSM. And I have a timer, which I get on the ready function. Oh, but the problem I have is I don't have it set as a unique name in the scene. This could be problematic. But still, if timer is being fetched, it should be triggering. Do I have auto start? I do. Huh. Then by all means, this timer should be triggering timeout. But it's not. So it means that something else is wrong. We'll see how it goes from here. I'm gonna set the breakpoint somewhere around here. Update progress. And see if it gets triggered at least. So if we go here, that's one place where we want to monitor this. If I go back here from challenge UI, yeah, let's take a look at it as well. Challenge UI. And here, this one is not being called. But if I move a bit higher up the tree, subscribe to events should happen. So I gotta be sure that this triggers. And the timeout triggers. So let's start with F5. We're going to run it. Drinking some coffee, so sorry about being quiet so much. Have to get the caffeine in, and then I'm counting on the emergency trip to the restroom, to the toilet room, bathroom, not restroom. Okay, now this triggered. I didn't look for you, but nothing else triggers. So Houston, we obviously have a problem. Because not a single timeout triggered. Now how is that possible? Well, we gotta take a look what we have here. If I go here. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Simon. Let's go. How's it going, guys? 23. Simon, you guys okay? What you working on today? Chilling? Nah, I bet you're busy. But okay, now I gotta I gotta keep the train of thought here. Oh, going well. Going well. Just trying to finish these minigames. I know that I'm not gonna probably finish it today, but I decided to kind of add the indication how far in the minigame you are actually when you play one. And this is going to be displayed in the game like this. So you have, for example, a challenge UI, and then if it's a time challenge, there's gonna be a time down. So this counter has to update, and this is the progress counter. So now, how far in the minigame you are, how many things you've completed successfully, or how many things, I mean how much time you still have before you die, I'd say. No, before the mini challenge disappears or gets failed. Windrose, I didn't hear about Windrose yet. Yo, Logan, hello. Simon says, typical prod issues, otherwise sleepy as usual. Yeah, the progress is going slower as always than expected. But I think that we're gonna crap it out today. A lot. Okay, I'm just googling Windrose. What is that? It's a pirate game. Looks cool. Is it something new or 2024? Oh, I guess it's pretty new, huh? Actually, it came out yesterday. Holy crap. PvE, survival adventure in the age of piracy. Fight on land and sea, solo or with friends. Build, craft. Sounds cool, man. Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, is that similar to this thing? I never really played the pirate games a lot. Probably the last pirate game I played was Black Flag. You know, Assassin's Creed. That one was cool. But still, it wasn't so cool as 3, I'd say. I didn't buy so much into it. Yeah. That's good. Alrighty. So we are not triggering any timers, and I'm not really sure why the hell not. So if I have challenge FSM, I have a timer here. When do I do something? I subscribe here, I get the timer note, and I get everything here. Right? Oh no, man. FSM it's a note, but it should be triggering it here. What about other FSM? So if I have sequence challenge FSM, I don't overwrite anything. So that's okay, but still okay. Let's try to restart it again. Oh, a little sad because I thought you were talking about Windrose the band. I didn't listen to that band yet. Then 23 says, it's just hard to pass up a chance to hoist sails, you know? And Logan says about Windrose the band, that's a power metal band. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. Well, I mean, power metal bands, they usually have high screams, right? Like, sorry to compare it, but like, if the singer would grab his, you know what, and squeeze it a bit. I know that. You know, as a metalhead in high school and a bit later, I can, I can say that I kind of remember the genres and know them. Okay, the timer is getting fetched here. Just a second. What is that? It is here. Auto start is false. Why the hell is it false? Huh. Well, I have it on true. Somebody is messing with me. Because if you take a look at the scene, guys, I have a scene here. And when I take a look at the sequence yata yata yata. Huh. Do I have a problem because in the test level I've made the children editable? 1 second. That's the place where I would have to have timers. It has auto start. Every single timer has auto start, so what the F? Auto start false. Are you kidding me? Then how could I take a look at what this is? By typing in this, I believe. And this is Node 2D, but what do you represent? Sequence challenge FSM. Yeah. And you have a timer, right? And if I take a look at your timer, it's here. Paused false, one shot false. Where's auto start? Auto start false. This is impossible. Huh. What about this thing in here? Do I have timer in here? No. Actually, it's coming from the challenge room. Always. Challenge FSM. Timer is here. We have the reference. We get it only here. But then if we go to the sequence challenge FSM, I'm not overriding anywhere anything. Do I override it somewhere? Not really. Observe state, I only subscribe to it. What the hell? Okay, now this isn't appropriate thing to do, but I could manually trigger it here. Okay. And try to restart it. Oh, Tolkien inspired stuff. That's cool. Have to step up my game. Messing with you is my job. Yeah. I guess they don't keep you busy enough, huh? Okay, I got a feeling that today is gonna be a good day. Don't know why. I usually judge the day by when you go to the toilet and you see if it's a no wiper. If it's a no wiper, it's a good omen, you know. That's what they say. I mean, if there was a perk that you could choose before you were born, that's the perk I'd go with. Every time. Every time. No wiper. Ha! Oh, can you imagine the freedom of that? Yeah, I gotta stop being nasty, I know. I wouldn't know how... No, I use bidet. Oh! Ah, you're in that phase, Logan. I'm in a phase that I take a shower. Yeah. That's my phase. Okay, what's going on here now? Did something start? Nothing started, huh? Oh, timeout, update progress. Okay. Now this is emitting something. Let's see if the progress is gonna happen. Have too many breakpoints. Here we go. 0%. Now if I step on something, I'm gonna die because I didn't pay attention to the sequence, right? Of course I did. Let's restart it. No wiper is worth gold in its weight. Exactly. Face, it's a lifestyle. I agree, man. I agree. And the first thing I discovered is that Muslim countries, right? They use water instead of paper or something like that. They figured it out, man. You gotta give them credit for that. Okay, if I step here. Oop. Okay, shield. I'm so bad at this. This is already hard for me. Okay, this didn't update. Why didn't it update? Why are you doing this to me? Again, I should stop the game when I'm running it through code here. What you're doing here? Challenge progress updated. When I'm emitting you, I have a simple thing here, and I think that the calculation should be okay. Now, this is what's going on here. I'm gonna break it here as well, and now let's start. What do they say, like 10 times the charm? You know how it is. The experiments. They say that in her first half of life you're destroying your body, and in the second half of life you're trying to repair it. So I don't know, man. I kind of pulled back on liquor. But that means that I'm on my half-life? No, I don't want that. So I gotta start drinking again? No. Okay, this is challenge progress updated. Now, this thing here. Liquor, hardly know her, of course. Of course this is 0. What about this one? Of course it's 0. But does it get the correct count of these things? 5. Okay, it makes sense, it makes sense. The first breakpoint makes sense. The second one also makes sense, so that's okay. But, now if we go forward... it's emitting every second, right, because we have it as a timed thing. Then it's updating stuff on time. But I completely forgot where... No. Function block during in-out signal. Use set deferred monitoring true false. What's with that? Sequence plate enabled. Aha. I found an error here. Set deferred. And then I have assign monitoring. And value. I'm setting something that I shouldn't be setting so soon. That's the first problem. And another problem is that I kinda should make this more real-time updates. Not on the thing itself, on the timer. At least not in this case. Doesn't make any sense too much. Just curious, how many assets did you use to build this game? Well, if you take in account all the sound effects, all the sprites for the enemies used, some for the trees and so on, a lot, man. Like, a really lot assets. Regarding the art and music, definitely. I bought the music from one cool artist. I can't remember his name, I have him somewhere in the credits. But it has that JRPG vibe. I was so happy when I found him on. And this was like a spiritual quest, you know? Is that a metric really lot or imperial? Confused. Okay, I got this one now. Here. Trying to update this on the timeout. You know what? It's not really good if I'm gonna update it on the timeout. I could say that we have also another events controller where I have some kind of a sequence plate, right? Sequence plate triggered. And you know what, guys? I'm already subbing to this. And this is where I'm doing the change states and everything. And the calculation should be moved here. Like that, but if I do it here, this means that... Aha, this is where I emit the signal actually for the UI to update. Okay. I'm gonna be emitting this thing in here. On sequence plate triggered, I can say... So if the current one matches... Check if the current one matches. This is a wrong comment. If it doesn't match. But I don't have to explain the if statement. Why the hell do I have this? Yeah, okay, last one. I update the progress. I should update the progress always before I change the state and at the end. Let's see this one. Actually, this one can be moved up a bit before the increment happens, and also after we increment it. I think it kind of semi makes sense. We'll see. I'll start it again. Now I'm not subscribing on the timeout anymore because I don't think that we need the timeout for this thing to work. And it's not even real time, because if I'm updating the progress every second, that means if as soon as you step on it, there could be a delay, and that could be kind of annoying. So I'm trying to keep it real time. Okay, let me read something. That joke was a slapper. It's an ex-drunk man measurement. Okay, I think I really have to go on Twitch, because yesterday I've discovered that some of the messages don't go through. And this keeps me paranoid now. Oh, and there are all emojis and everything. Okay, today I learned how to create a button that prints money. I've solved it. For real? There you go, man. You're printing money. Welcome to the exploits of life. There was that cool meme where a developer made a function called make GTA 6. Okay, which one is first? Bow. Shield, bow. This is getting hard. And again, nothing updated, are you kidding me? Look at this, I'm emitting it, what the hell? Okay, this gets triggered, it gets sent, but... What about now? It goes through? Challenge progress updated. Wait a minute, what do I have a second parameter? The first parameter in the signal in events controller. I was working on this late in the evening, so maybe I messed up something. So I'm emitting challenge progress updated, and the first one is progress percent. I'm trying to send the percent here. Okay, so when I go to challenge UI, I'm subbing here. Progress percent. This should be subscribing normally, but... Huh. Do you reach this place here? Okay, time left is 0, but what progress percent is also 0. Now if I go on the call stack, yeah, this is where I lose it. Num of times plates triggered is 2, count is 5. What are you kidding me or what? Okay, I guess somewhere the math got broken, like bad. Of course, I should cast it to float. Jesus. Because this is integer, at least I think this is the error. And then I cast it to int at the end. I can do... how is it called? Decimal calculations or float calculations with pure integers. That's not gonna work. And then I do that. Now if I restart it, let's see. Waiting all night for that joke. It was Bracky's joke from a tutorial, but it got me. Yeah, Bracky. Bracky was actually one of the first great tutorial channels for Unity. He was like really one of the first and earliest, and his quality tutorials, I mean tutorials were very high quality. And one of the cool things was that when Unity really like messed up with everything, he decided to come out of the retirement and he started making some Godot tutorials. He didn't make a lot of them, but he made them. So that's cool. Okay, we start now. I'm gonna set this to 0. Okay. Now we're updating. This one is still 0. It's okay. What about now? Then we come to 20%. You guys are gonna see it. It's gonna work now. 20%. 40%. Guys, did anybody pay attention? Come on, guys, focus. There we go. It slapped me straight in my face. Let's restart it. I'm rewatching them all, at least as far as ADHD can watch a tutorial and I just get my hands in it and try to brute force learn it. That's cool. Are you going that way? See, Logan, I have a surprise for you. There's not always gonna be a 4-grid system. So if you're gonna pick something harder, you're gonna have to memorize 9 fields. And that's when the symbol comes in. There we go. Book, anvil, anvil, star, star. Book, anvil, anvil, star, star. Hey, it didn't update the last one. I want to see 100%. We did it, we did it. We did it, I kinda remembered. It took a lot of effort. Thank God it was a bit symmetrical, you know. This, that, blop. But okay. Houston, we don't see 100%, we see only 80%, and... Where do we have this? Sequence challenge, observe. Yeah, because... if on sequence plate triggers... before I go to win or something. Huh. Now, how was it? If we go again. Feels like I'm playing Quadricop Pop with these sound effects. Ball, star, sword, sword. Star, sword, sword, and star? Was it star the last one? It was, right? Yeah, but if I step on the star, we stop at 8. So, hey, we got a new boomerang. So, okay, bear with me with this simple logic. I update the progress once we trigger the sequence plate. And I increase number of times plates triggered here. This one is good. And what happens here? I update it. And then I change it based on something if the end condition comes. Yeah, you shouldn't be here, right? That's the thing here. If it's more than generated sequence count, that's okay. But when I go to the win state, it's not 100. But it's why it's not 100. First one is 0 and that's okay, and I go through. And then I increment and it becomes 1 and that moves it to 20%. Then the second one goes to through everything. And it moves it to 40. Third one to 60. Fourth one to 80. But what happens with the fifth one? I trigger it, but I don't increment anything yet. And I already return. Huh. Yeah, you're right? I could remove the counter and give the reward, but still, I don't know, you know. I like seeing 100%. At least for a couple of seconds and then removing it. You know? It gives you that satisfactionary number, I'd say, in a way. If I make any sense? Okay, now, the problem is that the fifth time when it comes 100%, I change it and I don't update it. And I return. Maybe I could still call the function. I don't have to return it. I can change it to win state. Because if it goes through, it's still gonna trigger this. Or I could simply do the update sooner. Huh, no, because then this calculation won't be okay. If I increment it here. Yeah. Try it again. Exactly. It's not because it doesn't despawn, I mean because it despawns the plate. The thing is that it doesn't trigger the update. I returned the value. You know, so for example, if I called return here, oh my god, first time chat, oh my god. How can I ask you? Skeletal. How should I block you, report something, block? Yeah, exactly. Oh. The thing that gives me creep is the spam, but it's still quite impressive, man. A lot of people fall for scams. It's like, you know, naive people are being born, so it's like never-ending stream of things, you know. You know, everybody fell for a scam in his life. Okay, let's see. Ball, bow, star, shield. Ball, bow, star, shield. We have it! Ladies and gents, we have the 100 here. Now tell me that this doesn't feel satisfying when you see it on your screen, man. I made 100%. Yes. And ladies and gents, that means that the first challenge is complete. Exactly, right? It's so disrespectful. Okay. Now this one is okay. But. What are we gonna do now? We have this one, then I have to say that we kind of want to disable this thingy if we move away from the challenge room. Right, and the other thing that kind of bothered me is that initial values of these things weren't okay. So, if again you crashed for real, I'm gonna pick it up for a weekend and make a custom build again. I bet Simon is laughing now. I told you it crashes. I told you God it crashes a lot. Player HUD. Let's get here. I know. I see you rubbing your palms together. Okay. So this one is 60. Let's make it 0% as a default value here. 0%. So when it displays the first time, it's gonna be 0. And the timer. Now that's gonna be interesting, I say. Teleport from room. Do I emit anything here? I don't. But I should say... Teleporter from room. Something like that. That's a teleporting stuff. Yeah, heap cleaner, sorry about that. By the way, welcome to the stream. Had to remove it because it's... I should say it's more advanced and everything, and I really don't have the time to maintain the demo itself, and it wouldn't be good image, I believe. What the demo represents versus what you're gonna get. It is a part of it, but you know, the demo should be better. Teleporting. Now we're gonna say signal. We're gonna wire it to here. So then the challenge UI is going to be responsible for managing its state only through the signals we have. Delegate, void. Then we have, let's say, teleporter from room, triggered. Event handler. And we could pass in the teleporter from room. And the same thing we can have as teleporter to room. So first we go to something and then we can go back. Teleporter to room. Like this. And I'm gonna emit these events somewhere here. So I have this, notify about the direct entrance appearing, something, room exited. What do I do here? I have an event already, huh? Level room exited, of course. I'm gonna listen to that one. Yeah. Let's go to challenge UI. And here, when we're subbing, I could say global. Global events controller. Room exited. Let's do a cleanup here. On room exited. Like this. Then we're gonna unsubscribe from it. And of course, last but not least, we have to implement it. Now, private void. On room exited. What do I get? I get level room in here, I believe. Level room. Level room. And I'm gonna say that if we go through any room, we're just gonna simply hide these things here. Visible, false. Hide the stat UI. Like private void hide stat UIs. UI. And I think that I kind of have... Should I hide the whole thing or should I hide only these things? Let's leave it like that for now. And what I can do here is I can call this function now. Hide stat UI. And if we go a bit further, we can do this here. And now when we complete the challenge, if we exit it or anything else, we can still hide these things so they won't appear here. But by default, these things have to be hidden. Or challenge. Am I hiding it like that or like that? Huh. Okay, we'll see. This one, this one. Let's get back to it. Building. Okay. Let's see the chat a bit. As long as I keep you awake, I'm happy. Added the game to my wish list. Good luck. Thank you very much, Heap Cleaner. Oh, Heap Cleaner, thank you very much. Thanks for wishlisting, dude. Pin the Steam page, by the way, Hyperfox Studios. I have to pin it. I got to pin it. Read me. Marketing. I think I have marketing somewhere. This one. So this one is gonna be twitchy. Yeah, and send me the Godot files. I'll take the game and stream from here. You have better ideas than Hyper. Oh my god. Ban is my first action. Oh, this is getting very spicy. I'm like a fly when you try to sleep at night. You can swat all you want, but you are not getting rid of me. Well, That's a compliment. Then I'm like, you know what? The thing that keeps the fly here, huh? Okay, I still have to pin the one here and the YouTube. But YouTube viewers, I mean, YouTube doesn't really... the thing that keeps the fly... Oh, Inception. One is listening to me on YouTube? Is that possible? Or is that just me? Listening to myself. Pin message. It's been pinned. Here we go. Exactly, Simon, you see? That's what I wanted to say. The thing that attracts the flies. Great minds think alike, huh? Alike. So if we try it now, when we fail or do anything else with the challenge, come on. Plup, 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 plup. There we go. Sword, sword, sword. Boom, 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 boom. And if I exit, this should disappear. And it doesn't disappear. Why didn't you disappear? For crying out loud. Why didn't you disappear? I'm subbing to you. Level room exited. Does it get emitted? Or is something going on again here? Level room. On room exited. Huh. Do I even call you? I call you. Teleporter from room. I call you here. Okay, I want to see this thing, if it gets cold or it doesn't. You get to relish that sweet 100% for the rest of the game. Just a prolonged pat on the back. Yeah, you know. It keeps you motivated. Having a hard time at work? Come home, play Lands of Fury. Your wife is angry at you? Come home, play Lands of Fury. Something bad happened to you? Come home, play Lands of Fury. Finish a minigame with 100%? Enjoy it for the rest of the day. See? Positive impact. But I'm not gonna go to to the place if you fail the minigame. Oh, that keep you on the zero for a whole day. Okay, now this is being called, which is okay. I'm gonna put it on the side here. Just a second. And let's try to fail. Fail 80. No, it doesn't trigger. For crying out loud. Why doesn't it trigger level room exited? Room on room exited. Huh. Public void. This is like... Huh. If I go in, and I go back. Maybe because I have different teleporters. Just a second. Teleporter. If I take a look at here and add the sequence, challenge level room. There's a teleporter, but what type of teleporter? I know that I have multiple of them. Teleporter from room. Let's take a look at it. Teleporter from room. It's a trigger on room exited. when it's teleport to exit. But if I go here, this doesn't trigger. Why the hell doesn't it trigger? Huh. Teleport to exit. Even the breakpoint doesn't trigger. Huh, huh, huh. Oh, this is really weird. I have it here, I have it here. Like, teleport from exit doesn't get called even. Impossible. I have interact here. Oh shoot. But this is a different one. This one gets triggered only from extraction teleporter, where I override the async interact. Oh, I messed up this code a bit, huh? I got it here. And I'm calling this. When it's Lands of Fury 2 announcement dropping. Ooh. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So Simon, do you have something planned after this game? Work, project, new game? Who thinks about the future? I don't even know what I'm having for dinner. True, in this economy, main part is surviving. When is Lands of Fury 2 announcement dropping? I don't know, man, I have to wrap this one up and then I can try to gather my thoughts for everything else, but I know that if this is failing, I'm doing something else, probably. Like, you know, we'll see. But I was thinking about, yeah, second game being a smaller scope. Maybe I was thinking even about this system. I could use this minigame system and everything would be going on in here, you know. You could change your statues, buy some upgrades at the statues, blah blah blah, and you have like only arena part here. That would be more of an arcade type, smaller price, but same system and so on like it is. Only the scope would be cut and set in a different scenery and so on, you know. I'd see. Then I had plans for gladiator management game a bit. I'd use the same AI as I have here, but for example you would be upgrading your units, giving them some equipments and so on. There's a lot of plans, but I have to wrap this one. Can't focus on too many other things. At least not for now, you know. One second. Teleporter from room. Try to see what goes on here. Okay. Okay, I see you. Right, so this interact is triggering only that interact in here. So what I have to do is, let's have a public override void interact like that. And then I could say this handles everything. I don't call interact anywhere else. Like that. So I can say teleport to exit. Like that. And I pass an interactor. I think this one is okay. If I try to restart it, just a second. Like playing in my text tabletop RPG. Of course. We'll play it. Oh, okay. Top of the priorities. Blub, 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 blub. Come on, here you are. Us. We go out. Okay, the camera fades out. And room exited is being called. But what's with the camera now? Why you no fade in? Huh. Why you no fade in? Ha 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 ha. Okay, restarting. Second. Going here. Okay. Camera fade out happens. Timeout triggers. Room exited triggers. But what happens here? Oh, we got an error somewhere. I'm sure of it. It wouldn't just stop doing that. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Where? 93. Of course. The room itself, it isn't set here. Of course, of course, of course, because this was manually put together. It's not procedurally placed. So I'm missing the references here. Gotta go take a leap, guys. Be right back. It's dark, I can see. Be right back, be right back. I hear, huh? Oh my god. I hear myself. That's a nightmare. Sorry about that. Coffee really pressures me down, and you know, when I go away from the chair, I grab not peanuts, Indian cashews. They're delicious. Mmm. Uh-huh. You called it. You know me too well. Now, I have a problem with the room. So I have a teleporter from room, which is okay. I can place it dynamically, but still I'd have to somehow reference the room. If I want. And set it through the inspector, because this teleporter is pre-populated in this room already. We're gonna make it exportable, public level room. And what do we call it? We have a room somewhere here. Oh shoot. Not this one. I just have to make it exportable in the teleporter itself. Like this, if I go here. Come on, there's room here. Room. No room. Room. Here it is. Export. Like this, and now I bet it's gonna crash. No, it didn't. Huh? See that, Simon? But it didn't crash. Huh? Here we go, and I make the reference here. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be okay now. There we go. Okay, let's just try going back, because this is now using different interaction function, and it's okay. Kinda looks okay. Now we have to test out that percentage sign disappearing. Come on, interact. Holy music appears. There we go. Dum. Oh, we got a mace. And we go back, and no more percentage sign. Yes, we did it. Why are you bitching here? What's going on with this one? Level reward statue 143, 590. Can change the state while flushing queries. Okay, but which function? Spawn item. He's starting to believe. Exactly. I'm starting to twist my back, you know, like Neo. I was thinking to myself, oh man, my posture, or how should I say, I'm turning into a monkey. It's becoming back, you know. Usually I was walking tall. But the toll the chair makes on your back is just, oh my god, not good, you know. You shrimping? Not sure if it's shrimping. Probably. Is it? That's what it's called when you're starting to put your head a bit down? Okay, okay. Now the sad thing is that I have like liftable table that you can stand table, you know, that you can lift up for 10 years, but I don't use it. Exactly. Exactly. Now this is having some issues. Now regarding the I wonder if I have dropped item, if I can make it pickable, because I think the problem becomes when I try to tween this and all at the same time. It's purchasable, no. What's with this? I already have one. Here. Are your monitors high eye? If they're too low, then shrimping is soon to follow. Well, I looked at the recommendations that the eye line should be at the top of your monitor, right? I follow it. So I look directly at the top of my monitor. If I make sense. Maybe I'm gonna have to change it up a bit. But we'll see. Okay. Middle between top. Then maybe I should lift them up a bit. Well, it's not a big screen, it's 27 inch, you know. It's like, I'd say it's a standard screen, you know. Okay, we got this one now. Now, I was thinking about other things. What do we have to do now? Okay, guys, we have other challenges to face. Finally. The sequence challenge kind of looks complete. It's okay. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is, let's say, this is challenge UI. It's working now well. Challenge, where are you? Challenge UI, challenge stat, something, blah blah blah. Lose state here in the state machine. With which one should we go? No, actually, you know what? I didn't wire the difficulties yet, so let's create the difficulties pipeline first. What was wrong with the PC, man? What happened? Why did it take a poo-poo? Challenge lose state. Let's get back to... Yeah, I think we have... Interstate. What do we do here? Here we populate stuff. Activate needed plates, exactly. Before I do these things... we have to take the difficulty and then parse the difficulty a bit. And if plate icons is okay, then activate needed plates has to be placed a bit. This takes in account number of sequence plates, which is okay. What is this? Uh-huh. By number groups, that's okay. If I go to challenge room and I start sequence challenge, I do it already here. But the thing that we have to do is set the difficulty somewhere. Difficulty comes from Fox. You know what, I'm gonna have the references to them here already. Reward statue. Fox statue. First one is bunny or a rabbit. I always confuse these words, guys. Rabbit. Private. Reward. Statue. Bull statue. Like this. And when we're starting to grab the children and we start putting them in here. Statues by type. What? 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 I have a dictionary for this. I do. Then I don't need this. Okay. I have absolutely no clue. I was troubleshooting for like 4 hours. It just started acting weird and then eventually blue screened. I've done so much to it since then and still same issue. Huh. But what were you troubleshooting before the blue screen happened? Or first the blue screen happened and so on? Okay, if we go here now and we take a look where we're gonna set the difficulty. The difficulty should be the difficulty has to be parsed at each finite state machine, at each challenge itself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the sequence intro. It's in the intro state. This is where we start setting up the plates and everything else. And we can get the reference from the challenge level room. Here we have that dictionary, right? The dictionary. This one. It is public. Statues by type. Okay. But then I also have to take in account how many repetitions have to be played. So for example, if I go to play state or something like that, sequence challenge play state, generated sequence. Oh, where are you coming from? Generated sequence is being populated here. Number of flashes. Okay, so this is a common upper state for all the challenges I have. Basically, finite state machine also works like a storage for the state, so that different states can communicate with each other. That's what I'm doing here. Not the best thing, but not the worst. Ran memtest, uninstalled and reinstalled drivers, tried some other Windows repair, switched RAM channels, tried integrated graphics, save mode, nothing works. Oh man, that kinda really sucks. I know that Simon had usually issues with his comp. He had to do all sorts of mumbo jumbo. Quite frequently. Right, Simon? If he's still here. I don't know, man. I wish that I could help you, but don't have a freaking clue. Did you try to GPT the thing out of it? Ask it. Exactly. Maybe something's dying off, right? Like a faulty hardware. Number of plate. Flashes. Sequence challenge, sequence resource. Where the hell do I use you? Oh, brother. I have this here. Sequence challenge. I have this here. Sequences. Time between blinks. Okay, I think I made some kind of a resource. Could be overheating, says 23. Temps are so low, it's insane. Check thermal paste between fan and CPU. 45 degrees max. Sequence challenge resource. Okay, so back in the day I was thinking that I'm gonna assign these things here, huh? Challenge level room. Okay. And then if I'm not mistaken, I believe I have level resource. Reward prizes, reward difficulties, reward penalties. Here I could put this in. For example, if I have sequence challenge, I could have a normal challenge like directory. Okay. Back in the day, Philip always out to get current day Philip. Exactly. Exactly. That's... You try to be forensic, you know, regarding the things that you try to get back into the same mindset that you had back then when you were designing the things. Look at all of these scripts, man. Damn. Oh. Back in the day, Philip. Challenge rooms. Where do I have you? You're here. In the wrappers? No, not in the wrappers. Come on. Come on, son. Sequence challenge. Let's then rename it to the challenge itself. Okay, but we have to do it from Godot, otherwise we are gonna have problems. Oh, Windows. I got 99 problems, but the Windows ain't one. Yeah, sorry about being a bastard like that. Linux has its own quirks as well, but I think I'm quite satisfied, I have to say. With Fedora especially. Oh, yeah, I just have to tell you, if you want to switch to Linux, be in the mood for that, okay? You have to you have to embrace it, you know. Slowly, it's gonna have its own quirks. Some things are not like in Windows. Some things won't work. Some things are better, you know. But be sure to be in the mood. And that you have time. That you don't... that you're not forced into working on a computer and then setting up a whole new pipeline and so on. But man, definitely. What is this monstrosity? Sequence challenge resource, sequence challenge, sequence resource. What the fuck? Okay. You know what? We're gonna do it like that. I'm deleting this one. Challenge. Like this. Then we have challenges. And which one do we use? Sequence challenge resource isn't being used. Okay. Then for sure... Wait a minute, why isn't it being used? I should be using it somewhere. 19 references. It's being used, of course. And then this one has 16 resources. Oh, brother. I mean, definitely don't go with something like Arch, you know. That's the final phase, I believe, or Linux from scratch. The popular ones are Ubuntu and Fedora. I'm running with Fedora currently. If you ever decide on jumping on the Linux bandwagon. Okay, I have these sequences here. You ever get into Rising? Rising, I don't even have a clue what that is. Stands for Race Inspired Cosmetic Enhancement. Oh, that's when they make the things pretty and so on. You know what, man? I know that whenever I messed with the tanks, I didn't have the best experience in terms of updates and so on. So that's why I'm running vanilla GNOME. You know, I need the machine to work because I tried KDE once and I customized a lot of stuff and then suddenly it doesn't work as it should work. I kind of gave up on it. Nope, I'm gonna work. Maximum things I change is the color, that's it. You know, because as soon as you start to tweak with these things, there's a high probability that something's gonna go kabooey. And I really mean it. So I have this one here. Alrighty. I don't use this anywhere. This is how I learned about it. You have a video about it as well. Hyperland, heard about it. Yeah. All looks beautiful, all looks fun in games. I love it. Love the old terminal looks, love everything about it. But I know there comes a part when you have to update stuff and suddenly something stops working. Suddenly things go kabooey. Suddenly you start calling me a noob and so on. So yeah, I'm gonna avoid the whole spicing up the things, you know. The thing that I customize is probably editor with a custom theme and that's it. Yeah. For real, it really depends on it. It can become a very great hobby, I agree with that. Don't have nothing against it, but I know that for working purposes I'm not gonna touch that thing. Touched it before, burned my fingers hard, not gonna do it. But if you're gonna come up with a cool customization, love you too, Logan. If you're gonna come with a cool desktop customization and so on, share the screen, man. You know that I'll support you in your endeavors. So what's with this thing in here? Okay, I really get to get rid of this thing here because I have no effing clue why did I use it. I don't use this at all. Loot source type on success. What the shit? What was I thinking here? That was still in the back of prototyping phase of this challenge. And then this. Why? What happened here? Time between blinks, that's okay. That's like a sequence challenge resource. It's a blueprint from which we would make a sequence challenge. I get this one. So this and this is okay, but what's with this one? If I come back here to the play state, what do? I generate a sequence. So I have a current blueprint, which is sequence, challenge sequence resource. What is that? What do I do with it here? Then I take the current sequence index. Okay, if I take a look at the whole resource thing in here, we have this one here, and there's an array. If I would decide on giving players snip boots, then I would put this in here, but this doesn't make sense. I don't need it anymore. Not this one. If I go back, I take the blueprint only from this thing, but do I touch the blueprint anywhere else? Number of plate flashes. That's it. Okay. Current sequence index, do I increase this anywhere? I do on the enter. And I do this only once. What's with this thing here? And I probably set it to -1. I think this is a lost cause here. Old Philip was goofing around in here. I believe I could take this one away. Do I use current blueprint? Coins challenge FSM. Okay. Back when I was working on this sounded all good. Fun and games. It's not funny anymore. Gonna take it here. Number of plate flashes. We're only gonna have one of these things and that's it. No need for this sequence challenge, sequence resource monstrosity. Why did I create you? I feel like a Frankenstein. Now I have to murder it. Sequence challenge, level room. Where do I have you? Somewhere in here, right? Yep. I'm gonna remove you. Save you. Try to kill you. Like that. Boom. Screw you past Philip. You could never stand up to current Philip. How dare past you present current you with such code? Well, man, that's what they say, you know. I am my own worst enemy. Can't argue with that. Okay, now if we go to the problems, we have only 148 problems. That's not wrong, that's not terrible. You know what, I'm gonna comment this one out for now. Inconsistent accessibility. Okay, this one, why do I need you? Sequence challenge. Resource. I don't need you as well. I go back up. Whew. Current sequence blueprint, and then why do I set anything here as... I don't need you. I'm gonna delete you. Okay. Sequence challenge FSM. You know what? I changed my mind. I need you. But I'm gonna rename you. Sequence challenge resource. Blueprint. That's okay. And I go back here. Now this should have the thing lifted, which it has. So that's okay. And then we take number of flashes from this thing out here. That's okay. We go a bit down the road here. Can generate sequence. What's with this? I can always generate a sequence. Removing this one. Okay. And now let's see how everything explodes. Bit by bit. Too relatable. Well, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta try and be productive so I can fix the old beater. Yeah, man. Good luck, Logan. Fix that thing. And if you're gonna come up with something shiny, like if you're gonna be, you know, like feeling spicy for frosting up your PC with a good Linux old thingy, be sure to drop by screenshots. Exactly, Logan. Good luck. Okay, I'm putting it on the side just to see the things if the things broke. Still popping up. This comes up. This comes here. It still triggers. But nothing plays now, huh? Of course, because we are missing this thing here. System null object reference not set to an instance of the object. Okay. This thing here is not being set. And that's okay. If we go back to this thing and take a look at it. So I'm not setting this anywhere. It's just basically a shortcut that I don't have to go one level up. Huh. I probably should have the reference to the room. Do I have it in the challenge room? Challenge FSM. Do I have room here? I have challenge room. You know what? Let's do it like that. And then the challenge room. This one is gonna hold the blueprints of all the challenges that we have. So we're gonna have sequence challenge resource, kill the bunny resource, and so on. And now this is the thing which we're gonna reference. Up here, this is like the blueprint. Never gonna modify it, we're just gonna read stuff that we have to generate. So on the runtime, we're gonna pre-populate with these things, and then based on the challenge type, we're gonna populate the appropriate finite state machine with the appropriate resource. I think this is gonna work well. So if we go here, and let's see, where do we have this? Currently it's only being set. Glad that you approve, 23. Glad that you approve. It means a lot. Now, if I go here and then I can say just room and like that. Okay, I get this one. And then it's generating stuff on the go in here. Which is okay. And let's try it now. I think the flashes should be appearing now. There shouldn't be any big problem with it. And then I believe that, yeah, we're gonna go with bunny challenge next once we complete this one. It's just a minor refactor how we want to populate stuff and how we want to implement the penalties. That's what we're working on currently, because then we have the same workflow for every other challenge. And it's still bothering me. Are they too close, or why I can't double tap it? Feels weird from time to time. Okay, I press it now, it populates. Now start blinking. You didn't start blinking, did you? You didn't start blinking. Oh, number of plate flashes is 0. Come on. 5. That's because I lifted the state of this thingy. So I have like number of plates and then number of flashes, and then I could easily map like these resources to certain numbers. For example, we could say that if dice number 1 falls, we have 4 plates, 4 flashes, 2, it's 4 plates, 5 flashes, and so on. And we basically just make different blueprints for every difficulty. And the further we are gonna go, we're gonna map the higher chances of something bad being populated here. So that's the current plan. But first let's just be sure that this is gonna populate. Okay. Okay. It starts. Let's try to complete it. There we go. It works. And we can get the rune and everything. And we can go back. And the music goes back to ambience, so that was fixed as well. Love it. Good, that's a big progress. Now, if we go a bit forward, I know that I use that in the reward statue something. There's like difficulty. No. Level room. No. Level resource. Reward difficulties. And see, this is too generic. So I have here reward dial difficulty entry resource. Dial difficulty entry resource, which is like difficulty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we gotta make dictionaries. Each challenge has to have 6 entrances regarding the difficulties that we can handle. Now this would probably be good if we kind of wire it in the config somewhere. So I'm gonna take a look at the config resource. And we're gonna make a sub resource called challenges resource. That's how I usually do it. If I go to config, somewhere in here I have this here. No, that's UI. Config resource. Okay. And we call it challenges resource now. Script. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna wire this main config that I have, which holds all the references. And put it somewhere in here. Meta progression resource. Okay. If we go here, we're gonna say public challenges resource. Like this. By default it's null. And then we have to say that this is a tool and global class, so we can instantiate it within the editor itself normally, and it comes from the resource. So that's good. Now somewhere in here we have difficulty entry resource. So dial difficulty type. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have public, and this is gonna be Godot collections dictionary, and it's gonna have dial difficulty type by, what do I need here? by that blueprint which we have in the challenge room or something like that. Here. Sequence challenge resource. This one. Sequences by difficulty. Sequence blueprints. And this is gonna be good. Okay. Like that. We can instantiate a new one. So it's not gonna be null like ever. And of course we have to export this one. And I know that we're gonna need same things for others as well, but yeah, let's go with baby steps and then we're gonna add them. Because I only have sequence challenge resource for now, right? Challenge resource. Yes, then we will have to make bunny challenge resource. And then we tweak the numbers, how many bunnies, how much time, etc. Okay, if we have this is okay for now. And then we wire this thingy there. And the config resource, I think we wired it. That's good. If we're gonna build, I'm sure it's gonna crash now because we're modifying a lot of exports. Or is it? Isn't it? Okay. Of course it did. Exactly, there has to be something with the serialization in the C# and so on. Because a lot of times the crash happens when I use some dictionaries and I export them. There has to be an issue with that. Okay. But now we have config dot text resource. I always want to call it tree resource. Don't ask why. That's how it is. We create a new one, but we're gonna save it. Here at the configs. I think I have configs resources somewhere here. And this is gonna be called challenges config or something like that. Okay. Good, we have it, and now we can simply edit it here directly and we can start putting this in. So let's try to add all the difficulties first and then we start creating the resources and wiring them to correct ones. 6 entries, this is okay. Now the first entry, difficulty 1, should be very easy. This means that it's going to enable 4 plates and it's gonna have like 4 flashes. If you don't pass this, I have bad news for you. Then the second one is gonna be also for 5 flashes. Then difficulty 3 is going to be 6 and 4 flashes or 5. How hard should we make this? Five. Next one is gonna be again 6 and 6 flashes. And the latest ones, 9 blocks, I mean 9 plates. 5 flashes. And the last one 9 plates, 6 flashes. Well, we're definitely gonna have to tweak this. Time between blinks is always 1. For now. Come on again, bot. Okay, I axed him a bit. So that's okay. Now we have all of these blueprints in here based on difficulty itself. Alrighty. Then what we have to do is, if we have challenge resources, I can leave this one for now. Let me gather my thoughts again. This is somewhere here. Steam app ID, okay. Publicly available, then what we have here. Intro state is being responsible for enabling and disabling all the stuff. So that's okay, but if I go to the FSM, not this one, a bit higher to the room itself. Here, and now we can say the sequence challenge resources here is being pre-assigned, but then what's with this? Where do I need it? Oh, it's private, it's only for that. How many things do we set here? But in the intro one, sequence challenge interstate, before we activate needed plates, before we select these things, so this has to come from the challenge level room. On reward from reward statue chosen. Okay. If you know what, yeah, we're gonna say select the blueprint, select the difficulty blueprint or something like that. Prepare area for the challenge. And here we're gonna say a reward statue. Fox statue, because this is the difficulty one. Statues by something, by type. Fox. We take the reference and then we say a reward, picked reward dot price or reward. What do I have here? Reward dial entry resource, and this is for sure penalty or difficulty. Difficulty. I extract it from this thing here. I cast it, which is okay. And then I say that based on the difficulty, enable start challenge pressure plate. Huh. Why? This should start only here, down somewhere here. Because this shouldn't come from prepare area for the challenge type. Okay. Because currently we were testing always just for the sequences, and that's kind of not needed. Okay. If I go down here, paste it in here. So we're gonna remove it from here. And the difficulty part. Hey Nahes, how's it going, man? I'm gonna take this one here. And actually I'm gonna move these before the start in here. I take the difficulty out. And then I can simply say that if this is a difficulty, I want to say that sequence challenge resource equals to global game controller config challenge sequence something and difficulty. Right, or difficulty type. Now this means that I'm populating it with appropriate difficulty that I have there. Not based on the thing I had set up here in the export. This was just for overriding stuff, right? We would say that, okay, if I go here, if this just a second, if this equals to null, we do this. Well, let's say either this is here or we get the one from the config. Yeah, that's the great syntax. Okay, I completely lost motivation today. Got a disk failure and I had tons of changes. Oh my god, man. Sorry to hear that. Me too, yes. I was 30 minutes away from committing changes. Oh my god, now that you're... oh shit, I see this number here. It's freaking me out. Dude. You're the second guy who has troubles with computers today. Logan was also complaining about it. That his computer was acting up. It was giving him blue screen and so on. So, yeah. It's a bad day for comps. Like a lot of changes. How many hours of work did you lose, do you think? Okay, now we got this one here, and if we want dial to be like legit, then we have to remove this one, this thingy here. So sequence challenge resources, we're gonna clear it up, And then it has to populate based from the thing that we pick from the fox. Oh my fucking god, sorry about that, man. 40 files, 6 hours of work lost. Oh, and 6 hours of logic. Oh man. I'd help, but I don't know how. Now, the drive completely died or what? Like, kaput? Exactly. That's a bad one. So this one should be 4 plates. But now nothing happened, so obviously we got an error here. Now this is the mugshot thing that I have to fix. Huh. Difficulty 1, 4, time between 4, 4. Nothing appeared. Okay, I guess we have to dive deeper then. With this, and we're gonna run it through here again. Okay, let's see, what can I disable? This one can be disabled. Challenge level room. Okay, this is where we want to go through everything. So that's okay, but start challenge, where is it being called? Pressure plate. Did the pressure plate appear or not? I have a feeling that I messed something there, huh? 1 second. If I go to this one, enable start challenge pressure plate. Of course. Wrong one, guys, wrong one. Okay, I gotta figure out where this pressure plate was and prepare area for the challenge. Okay. This one has to come here, prepare area for the challenge. We go here. It was here, if I'm not mistaken. And I can take this one away. And the start challenge appears. Like this. Okay. For now, I think that I messed this thing up, that I took it out. Probably. But yeah, man. Do you think that the recovery would be possible by hiring a recovery firm, or do you think it's just not worth the money? Because I know that there are companies that kind of can recover hard drives, but I bet it's expensive. Okay. It appeared. So it's the difficulty number 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It only had 4 flashes, so the difficulty here kind of worked. If I try to somehow get the higher difficulty. Okay, this is in the beginning, we have only like 2 difficulties, so I kind of want to ramp this number up a bit. But, okay, we have level 2 now. It should be 4 plates with 5 flashes. Okay. It works. So that one is okay. Other than the project, I didn't have anything important on that drive. I really have to commit, guy. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna commit before we continue. Now you remember, I mean, you're reminding me to commit more frequently. I have a really bad habit of committing stuff too late. Especially when I'm working solo on this thing, because I don't have it split out like in strict tasks, you know, like when you're working in a group. Lifted difficulty. Fig file. Edit. Different. Challenge. State machines. Added more sounds. Signs are added. Timeout. Okay. Config. UI for challenge. Just added. Obstacles in the challenge rooms disappear now correctly. What else do I have? Dialog system? No. Tweens for gifting stuff. Whew. And that's about it. Everything is related to the challenges, but thanks, Nahis, for reminding me, because that's really nasty. That's oh man, yo. Feel sorry for you, man, but I'm sure you're gonna do it, man. You're gonna recover that much quicker than you think, because once you implement it, then you already kind of know the way how you went. Okay, now this was populating correctly. Then the last thing. Exactly. Now I just want to see what kind of difficulties I have in the fox. Because I know that for the first level here in the forest, Elderglade Forest, we have like rewards somewhere, arenas, points of interest. Actually, this is a separate one. Test level has a different one. I gotta take a look at this one. And here, did I uncomment it or something? A reward. Okay. Now this is back. If we rebuild it again. Nahis, did you see how they made Slay the Spire? The dude made a video that he decompiled the Godot game. It's actually quite cool. I'd recommend watching it. I think I posted the link yesterday, but it's very, very interesting. And of course you did. You died on me. This dude again, I'm sharing it. You saw it. You didn't look the code. Also interesting that, like... He's obfuscator. The code. Specific way of writing code. Okay. What's the specific way? Let's see more. If I press play. Oh no, I wanted to set the difficulties for that dude, of course, in the config. This one is here, and I have it here in the camp. Challenge rooms, difficulties, and this is where I kind of dialed up. Let's make everything equal. And we make a new one, reward dial difficulty. And another one. And last but not least, so these are the 3 entries, and I set this one to 4, 5, and 6. And now we have the opportunity to test different difficulty types in this level itself. I'll test it out. Basically offload everything from Godot inherited types into own services. Okay, that's interesting. Here we go. And by all the things that I could select, I selected number 1. This just gotta be luck in reverse. 6, okay, now the plate should be like really difficult. Wow. Whew! Now this becomes much more difficult. Okay, I'm gonna fail. Let's try failing. It slapped me. That's okay. I didn't get anything back from it. Let's start again. Let's try again. It wasn't that hard, right? I'm gonna have to ramp up the difficulty of these things. You get used to it. 3 difficulty, that means that there should be like 6 plates now. Oh, oh man. Pay attention, guys. I have to remember the pattern. I guess this is the worst thing for me. This minigame. Number 1, okay. 4 ones with 4 blinks. I can do it. There we go! We get the prize! Yes! This took way longer, guys, than I imagined! But we have a base system now. Pipeline. How I can make now other challenges. And I think this is gonna be okay. Now that we learned how to walk, we can start running. Yes. Okay. Next one. Then we have challenge level room. By default, I have it set on as a sequence one. The next thing we're gonna try to implement is bunny hunt. Bunny hunt. So once you press the plate, yeah, we didn't figure out the timer yet. I have to add the end condition to the timer. Once you press play, we start spawning bunnies. And the bunnies should be spawning randomly. And we will say kill all the bunnies within a time. But I wonder, should I spawn them all at the same time? Or space them out like... Huh. Here I would say, for example, the difficulty of it would be... Kill one bunny in 4 seconds, that's easy. Kill one bunny in 3 seconds, that's harder. Medium. So we're gonna have to do that and based on quantity. But what I'm thinking on is that's gonna be a calculation for in the difficulty type, but we're gonna have like one major countdown timer. If it goes out and you lose the challenge. If it goes out, I mean, if you kill more bunnies or bunnies that you had planned and that are required to be killed, you win. It's a bit brutal. I don't like killing bunnies. But it's time for pee-pee time. So, yeah, sorry about that. Grandpa's bladder, drinking a lot. Be right back. back. Thanks, dude. So we're at the bunny hunt. Bunny hunt. Yeah, now these things are gonna need timer. I have a sequence difficulty somewhere, right? Difficulty, something like that. Sequence difficulty. Challenge difficulty. Difficulty. Reward dial difficulty, this is the one. And this is being inherited by... Huh. Actually, this is being here. Aha. And then I have the blueprint. And blueprint defines... is mapped in on the difficulty itself. Yeah. Okay. First how we're gonna have to start is we're gonna have to find the interstate. So we have sequence challenge interstate, but we're gonna need bunny. Bunny challenge FSM. Huh. You know what, guys? This bunny is too much locking us into one scope, because maybe the future challenges that are more difficult, they could have a different enemy. Why the hell would I want only bunny? Maybe we could have like a boar challenge, you know, in the future or something like that. So what I'm deciding on is I'm gonna just rename it to hunt. The easy one is gonna be bunny, but the hunt one is more appropriate name. Then let's see if I have bunny stuff here. Let's rename this one to hunt challenge. That's one, and we're gonna rename this one also to hunt, like this. And if we go back up here and take a look at it, let's rename it appropriately, hunt challenge, and that's kind of it. If we go then to the level room, I still believe we have bunny somewhere here. Rabbit. No, it's a challenge room. No. Room. This one. And bunny hunt becomes hunt. And let's change the reference. I mean, the string. And if we go here and in the challenge room, this one becomes only hunt now. Well, that's too early. In April humming the Christmas songs. I'm starting to hate that. Why did the brain go there? Probably the most stressful time of the year is Christmas. When you were a kid, elementary school, high school, all good, all fun. But then the reality of capitalism kicks in. And the stresses. with the holiday season and all. Start hunt challenge. Okay. Okay. That's being done here. And what do I do here? Sequence plates, parent visible equals to true. By default it's false. That's okay. But here we start freestyling. Rock a microphone. We init this and then we change the state to 2. Where do I have you? I have you in the sequence challenge FSM. Let's see, bunny or hunt challenge FSM. Global not needed, challenge room not needed. Current sequence end, what is that? Also not needed. Whatever it is, currently we don't want it and we don't need it. Do we? But what we need is, we have to introduce another enum where I just map the states. Hunt challenge state type. And I know that I need these things to be always the same number, because this is a generally shared state. Not the best way to implement that, but okay. It is what it is. So I'm gonna have intro, then I'm gonna have start the hunt. Or just hunt. And in hunt, we spawn and we observe. We do two things at once. We walk and we chew. Okay. Looks good for now. Then we go back to the room. Where are you? Level, challenge, room, something. Here we go. Start hunt challenge. I come here. Init is cold, and then we set this to hunt challenge FSM. To this. Okay, so far so good, but then we have to also make the thing here. Export. And if we have sequence, challenge, resource, something, we're gonna make hunt challenge resource. So if we go here, hunt sequence challenge something, we make a new one, script, hunt challenge resource. And you know what, while we're already here, let's try to make the other ones as well. And then I can simply edit them. I have one less step to think about. So we have hunt, and then we have dodge projectiles. Projectiles challenge. Like this. Lawnmower. last but not least, mushroom. Okay, so that's 5 challenges. Let's go to the hunt one. And let's compare it to the sequence one. What do we store? So we store number of plates, but here we're gonna store export public num of units. Are we gonna default to something? Say 10. Oh, of course, that's an integer. And then we can do export public. Oh, you know what? Let's make a range. Should I make a range? For example, from 2 to 3 units, so it's not completely the same every time. But then again, that doesn't really map to difficulty too much. So that kind of sucks. Now we have to make like strict numbers for now. Public, then we say integer total time. Time to complete. Let's make 60 seconds by default, and this should be float actually. And then we say public float delay between spawns. And that's gonna be 1 second by default or something like that. Okay, now we have it. Then what we gotta do is we have to go to challenge resource. Kinda gotta duplicate this one and make it mappable on hunt challenge resource. Hunt. Okay, and here we go with this one. And of course what we can do is say what we forgot, why we generalized it a bit more or made it a bit more abstract, is this. We're gonna add string name and we're gonna say unit ID. And by default we can say new string name bunny. So that's a unit to spawn. Because we could have different prey. We could have bunnies, we could have like rats. I don't know. Something that's a bit more tankier. Oh, my back. Okay, now hunt blueprints by difficulty types. Why are you complaining? Types not derived from nodes should not export. Okay. This is a resource, of course. And of course we have to make it as a tool and global class. Now it should be okay. Come on. There we go. Good, now let's make a couple of instances. If we go to challenges, okay, and we gotta build again. Afraid of the crash, afraid of the crash. Okay. So far so good. Let's add them all. Difficulty 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. And the easiest one is gonna be you have to kill 10 bunnies in 60 seconds. Ah, that's too much because the place is too small. Let's harden it up. So it's gonna be spawning for, yeah, we'll see. 3 seconds per bunny, that seems good. New one. You have to kill 15 bunnies within 40 seconds, and the delay between them is going to be a bit higher. This is going to make you stressed out, but this is going into the hard area, so maybe I should only increase here from 10 to 15 and 30, something like that. This one still seems good. Okay, so far so good. Then we come to like a bit harder. And we say 15. 40 seconds. 1.5. Bigger delay between them. So they have more chances of spawning away. 20, 40, 1.5. 25, 40, 1.5. Is this gonna go through with the time? I don't think so. I have to increase, or let's say 125, something like that. Don't know, we're gonna have to replay this a couple of times to get the feel of it. Let's say 30 units, that's a lot. 2 and 60. No. 1.25. Okay. It is what it is for now. RNG, Jesus help us. But if we go back to the code and we go back somewhere, a sequence challenge state, what am I doing here? Wait up. Ambiguity between challenge level room sequence challenge resource and challenge level room sequence level resource. What the F? Ah, of course, because I started adding it, but I didn't name it correctly. This one. It's a hunt challenge. Hunt challenge resource. Now let's see where we reference these things in here. There we go. This equals to the same thing as up there. Well, similar thing. So if we have it preset, means we're testing it out. We don't want to change anything. But in other cases, this has to be hunt challenge blueprint by difficulties, like that. Okay, that's one thing. Then we start the hunt challenge. This gets called. It changes the hunt challenge to intro and does the setup hunt challenge intro. I don't have that state yet. Yeah, okay. Going to the left. Let's just try to keep the naming consistent. I want to see how it's going with the challenge one. Interstate, okay. Hunt challenge interstate. I set it to be a resource. That's okay. Now let's take the interstate of the sequence and try to get all the stuff that we're doing. Yeah, let's just copy paste everything. Like this. Huh. Let's see if the intro is good enough. Can't wait. Let's play it. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention too much to the chat. I kind of got into the code a bit too much, I'd say. Well, that's okay. We're gonna keep working on it, improving on it, until it becomes ripe and nice. Unheard of, right? Now I have an issue. Now, this is intro, but do I need an intro state for this thing? We can make a countdown. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we go to... Yeah, you know what I mean. Here we could probably set up... I don't know. I'll wait for a certain amount of time, and then we could transition to the play state. Yeah, let's do it like that. Maybe we're gonna have to set up something in the middle or so on. But we can actually remove all of these things here that we don't need. Resident Evil escape timer. I didn't play Resident Evil. Especially not the latest ones. When I was just a little kid, there were Resident Evil ones and so on. They came out and the graphics looked brutal. Let's say private void. 30 seconds time to escape the exploding volcano level after beating boss. Aha! I get you, yeah. So yeah, they rarely do it, right? I was always stressed out with these scenarios, you know? It was always interesting. I mean, the one that I remember is in Final Fantasy OG, when you have to escape from the reactor before it explodes. That thing there is... cool. Oh, by the way, I've completely missed your nicknames, 23 and Mystic Serpents. Hello, Mr. Serpents. Mystic Serpents. Sorry about that. Orange and yellow. Memorable moments. Well, currently what we're doing is we're trying to make the hunt challenge, which basically just spawns bunnies. You know, it's gonna spawn them and that's gonna be it. So nothing special. But we're trying to make the difficulties a bit integrated with the system. So the difficulty is going to depend on... where's the task? I know that there's a task somewhere. Difficulty is going to be integrated by the progress you made in the game. And... wait for a while, then... here I have... just a second. I don't know, wave... state. I have task here, right? I do. Like this, and then we do that. For example. So he presses and we wait for 3 seconds before we go to the play state or something like that. So here we have current FSM. Where it is. FSM something, challenge FSM. And let's hard code it for now. 3 seconds, you press it. Maybe we could play something here. And transition to play state. Okay, that's the first intro state. Then the second one, second state that we want to have is... Jesus, no, this one shouldn't be inheriting from the sequence. It should be inheriting from the hunt state. One second. Let's create a new one. Hunt challenge state. This is a default one. If I want to have something in the parent, yeah, sequence state. Okay, it comes from the challenge state, and I need these things here. And in the init, what am I doing is actually this thing here. Here I just say that we have hunt challenge FSM as hunt challenge FSM, like this. Why you be complaining? Just a second. Cannot implicitly convert type hunt challenge FSM to sequence challenge FSM. Of course. I get you. And this one comes in, and then we do this, but currently can be getting this in here. Setting it up here. And here. Like that. Oh no. Too much copying. Challenge room. Of course, like this. So this is a base one. Was yesterday watching Summoning Salt video about history of Spyro PS1 speedruns. Man, those things are so addictive. If you watch these speedrunners, especially Mario, Vanilla Mario, right? I know that there's like a random chances how Bowser spits out a fireball or something like that in the end, and you, even if you have a perfect run, you can't really shave off a couple of milliseconds if RNG Jesus isn't on your side. Those are quite cool to watch. I also watched a couple of Final Fantasy speedruns. It's like, what? Cool things, man. So do you have any special channels for that? You guys may share it here, they're cool. Okay, like this. And then we have to implement hunt state. Hunt challenge, hunt state. Okay, coming from this one, grabbing these things here. Actually, I can just simply call this one, wait for a while here. Should I await it? Ah, good. And we're gonna need this thingy. I have a spawner script kind of ready. A lot of times I use something already here. But. Yeah, let's make private something, subscribe to events. Public. You know what, this should be protected. But never mind. Then I have to refactor everything back again. All of these states. But it should be protected. Yeah. Public override. Void subscribe to events. This. Unsubscribe from events. Bool is subscribed. I removed this pattern a long time ago. I moved it in the parent class in other components, but here I'm still messing this tedious thing. the best practice. Because the state is being used for all sorts of different stuff. And now I'm afraid to modify the base class like that. Yeah. But. False. Okay. So, when we're hunting, when we come in, we want to subscribe. And on the state enter, I mean exit, override, void on state exit, we unsubscribe. Like that. That's okay. We got it here, subscribing, unsubscribing. Then what do we have to do is we gotta initiate a spawner. Start spawning. Start spawning. Now we got to read that resource that we have. Hunt something resource. This thing again. And here we have delay between spawns. And somewhere number of something. Yes. Okay. Now let's take this out of here and make a for loop. So taking it, putting it in here, and I'm saying that, yeah, let's make a private spawn unit. This is gonna call another unit anyway. I mean another spawner thingy. But I just want to keep that upper function a bit more clean. So here we're gonna pass in string name, unit ID. And here we have access to global. Where's my global? Global, don't you be hiding from me. FSM, challenge FSM, something like that. Global, I have you here. Level controller, currently loaded level. Then I have spawn unit. And I call you with a unit ID. What else do I pass in? Team by default is 2, reward XP. Yeah, I'm not gonna be generous here. Level is gonna be 1 by default, summoner, blah 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 blah. Reward gold, false. Reward loot, false. So the things that are spawned here are basically gonna be not for you to be happy about them. Spawn position. Of course. That's the place. Vector 2. Spawn position. Okay. Good enough. Then in this dude, we do this. And pass in hunt challenge something. unit ID. And this thingy has to be asynchronous. That's okay. Private vector2. Pick a free spot. This one's gonna be tricky. Huh. Okay, if I got you here now. Global level controller pathfinding, right? Level controller, currently lowered level pathfinding something. Get free position. Okay, get random free global position in circle. That's a good one. But I have a problem. I'm not sure if these things have positions included within a dynamically generated room. I just gotta love things. You gotta embrace them. Get filled circle position. Free position calls this one. I have valid positions. And I just check position has obstacles. So this is just doing physics checks, I believe. I set the collision layers here. Default collision layers, that's okay. It's point within bounds. This could be something that could mess with me. Currently loaded level, max level bounds, and minimum level bounds. Huh. Where do I set you? This is being used here. Common level, max level bounds. Now we'll post it to chat. Deny. Somebody tried to post a chat message again regarding some bots and so on. Yeah, you know, let's go to Bossa Nova a bit. It's calling us. Oh, okay, I dynamically resize this thing here. I take in account the rooms count and everything. Okay, I was smart. Past Philip was smart, I think. He had his moments. Gotta give him some credit. Okay, now we try to get a free spot. Get random free global position in circle. Yeah, and what I have to pass in here is the center. But which center is that? Vector 2i. Okay. Huh. Vector 2i. I'm gonna try to get the this thing here. So the sign is kind of the middle of everything. But I know that I have like tile position and global position itself, and currently I want tile position. Yes, so formula for that, I have something here, position and tile map. And the movement system, that's a shortcut. You know what? I'm gonna be an asshole and I'm just gonna spawn around the player within a circle radius. So if you're in the edge, it's gonna spawn somewhere on the other side. Let's do it just for the testing purposes before I start making science out of it. Let's take this dude. Global. Exactly 23. Exactly. Hey, you're freaking right. That's gonna make everything a bit friskier. Tick tick. Peeps are gonna cry. Careful. Seizure alert. Vector to I. I have spawn position only. Just a second, I'm gonna let the doggy out. Be right back. "23, I'm sensing some sarcasm in here." Spawn position. It has to be vector to your right. Of course it has to be. That's immersion, I agree, man. You know. It is what it is. You get used to the stress. Alrighty, we have max level bounds in here, and this is regarding the player. Now I have to get the player unit. This is a surprise mechanic. You know how they named loot boxes, right? It's not gambling, those are surprise mechanics. That's just how it is. Vector 2i. Okay. Okay, and I put this one in. Oh. Wait a minute, this gives me back vector too, so that's okay. Pick a free spot, pick a free spot, free spot. Here we go. Spawn unit. Okay. But we gotta start doing something here and throw state this thing in here. So before we spawn, we gotta, I mean after we spawn, before we await a bit. And we have hunt challenge, resource, time, not time to complete, delay between spawns, this. There is no argument given that responds. Radius, of course. Radius around player. You know what, I can make, not in circle, but on circle edge. That's gonna be a bit better. So it's not gonna spawn in you. Or like, in your personal space. They are rewarding you for your ability to unlock a box. Good job, here's a free skin. It's not a free skin. That's what they do, that's the problem. Let's make it 5 tiles. Okay. Pick a free spot, do this, zappa rappa dappa. So that's going on. Then we're gonna have to check for win state, but yeah, let's go baby steps. Let's first see if anything spawns at all. Because I gotta have a feeling that's, yeah, you know how it goes. It needs its time. To get ripe. Okay, it kind of worked. Now, play. I'm really sad that they don't make any more, like, frequently phones with 9mm jacks. I recently read some bad discoveries about Bluetooth, you know, regarding Bluetooth headphones and so on. Oh shit, I forgot, I have to change the challenge type. It's gonna be a sequence for that now. Yeah. Okay. Challenge room, hunt. Like that. Oh, okay, the sign is correct, I believe. Now it says bunny. So this works. After interacting with all the statues, press the play plate. Hit all the bunnies before time runs out. Number 4. 2. What's gonna happen now? We're gonna have to hit the plate. 1, 2, 3. Something should start. Nothing started. I see an error. Of course, I don't have any state for this finite state machine yet. Duh. Zero, 1, 2. I have 0 will be intro and 1 will be... Yeah, I need 4 states. 0, 1, and 100 and 200, right? Yes. Finite. Because... Oh, just a second, postman. Second. I think it's a package that we mustn't accept. Second. I think it's called finite because it has finite states. That means that you don't have unlimited states, you know. So you always know that it's either gonna be in this state or in that state, not in a weird state. And then there's a pattern that I'm kind of using always. When you enter the state, you set things up. When you're in the state, you can have a loop. And when you exit the state, you can clean the state up. And these things are quite... The pattern is powerful, I would say. It's a good one. I use something similar for the AI, but it's not quite just an ordinary finite state machine. I have like different actions and considerations. It's a utility AI, but wired together with a finite state machine also. Yeah. Fun begins when you start mixing stuff together. You know, when you start making a new monstrosity. That's always when the fun begins. Hunt, challenge intro, hunt, and this one is win. Challenge. No, first we lose, and in the end we win. Well, it depends on the implementation. I usually use the switch statement for that. Because, for example, I have a finite state machine and I know that only 4 states exist for this thing. So I have like intro, hunt, lose, and win. And I just match it to dictionary in the FSM. So the state machine is actually like a parent. Challenge FSM, I believe it is. It's responsible for changing states, and underneath I have something else. This thing. Two years ago. Huh. See this? When I change the state, what I do is on the old state, I call the exit. And I keep a track of the history. yeah. Imagine it, you could do the implementation within a single class, within enum, and so on. But if you want it to be a bit more abstract, you... No, you don't sound silly. Maybe I sound silly. But if you want to abstract it a bit more, high level, you create basically a finite state machine and states. And then you do overrides in the state itself, and you make the finite state machine responsible for changing the state, for triggering correct functions, methods at the correct time, and so on. That's basically it. If I make any sense. But okay. Now we had this null problem. And I kind of think that we should fix it now. This should fix it. Okay. Bunny challenger zone. Okay. Disappears. I hit play. Okay, this at least showed up. And bunny spawned. Look at that. Bunnies are spawning. Yeah. Now this is cheating, guys. Look, that one even found his way off. That bastard. Now we came to a design problem. I can simply chase them in oblivion. That's a bad thing. How are we gonna fix it? I kinda have a clue. Kinda have a little clue how we're gonna mitigate this. You know what? When we start this thing, we're gonna add bumpers. Yeah, right? I think it is firework. 1, 2, 3. And they start spawning. 1, 2. Okay, the direction is quite random. So that's good. Wow, but this is gonna be much harder than I anticipated, because one thing we're gonna add now, I have an idea. We're gonna populate the edges with the bouncy traps. We're gonna create a bouncy trap, and if a bunny or something runs towards it, it's gonna make him bounce to the direction he came from. Local bunnies. And my god, it's hard to catch him, you know? Local bunnies, I agree, Simon. Huh. Bouncy trap. I didn't implement it yet. So basically what we would need. It should be a trap. I have different traps. Alert, spawn, toggleable trap, and so on. Again, be right back. For the delivery guy, he came with a package. I had to say that I don't want it because it's something that was ordered and it was cancelled, but they still send it. And then he drove away, came back and brought me another package. He said that he forgot that he has another one. So yeah. The way they run from you makes me wonder if you smell that bad. Can main character be Fox? Ha! Simon, you're funny. Funny guy. But Mystic Serpent also. I was kind of thinking of it. Because I have a... You know, long time ago when I was working on this game. And when I was learning Godot, somewhere I had like a modular character. Is this the one? Wait a minute. Look at this. See? See? This was the first thing. I was thinking of making a sequel for the Rainer game. But then he became Max. And now the thing with the Fox is, I could make you be a Foxy, but the problem would be with all the helmets and so on. I mean, the armor wouldn't be bad. The armor would fit on kind of correctly. I'd have to realign a bit the Fox head, but these are still all the things that I didn't include in the game yet. Look at this thing. Dragon armor. Sun armor, what is that? I forgot about it. I have some cool masks as well. Or helmets. Let me show you something. Dragon mask. Parrot mask. High-tech mask. Doodoo mask. Why did I name this Doodoo? I don't know. This one looks brutal. Ram. Maybe second variant has fur more flat, so it works for helmets then. Or I could simplify it and say that if you play like a Fox, the helmets aren't displayed. You know, I could just display armor and so on, but not the helmets. Because look at these combinations that I have to implement still here. I have some... Look at the Pepe. A frog. A crown. An 80% Pix Fox. You know how I would do it? I would make this as a skin, as something unlockable or something like that. Probably an achievement. You would have to earn it. In Reynard, I had a similar thing. I had like a Link to the Past costume. Then I had also Santa Claus costume. I had, I believe, a raccoon costume and a cat. And based on how much game you finished, you could change your wardrobe. So I'd implement something similar to that, I believe. Oh, look at this one. Or this one will be cool. Samurai. I just have to come up with a stat. This one is already in. Golden fox mask. Bear mask as well. Cap. Black hood. Kind of a ninja. Imperator. I like this one. We just have to come up with stats, what they are gonna give you. How they're gonna be different from other items and so on. And I like this rat's helm. Look at that, isn't it cute? I'd make it spawn like a rat for you to fight every 30 seconds. You know, a passive. tiny rat comes to aid you. And then if you have something like that and some kind of item that would give you more companions, you'd go for a cool build, I'd say. Scorpion mask, looks brutal. Oh, I had a whole tree. I remember now. Dragonborn. There we go. Dragon armor and dragon helmet. Dragon mask. Fusrota! I need some synergies, you know, like if you have a set, there should be some kind of a bonus. Mm-hmm. And the pigeon guy. He even claps his wings when he walks around. I had so much fun drawing these. What about Spike Collar? This one is also brutal. Or this one. Whew. Combine it with something cool. Can't wait to see all the combinations that you can put together, because it's quite a lot. Simon says, displays the arrows of which ones to press. Typos. What? What? I don't understand anything anymore. But yeah, Fox one would be cool. We could add different cases, but the helmets would work only for... I mean, the display would work only for the base character. Others would have to be a bit different because, you know, I can't miss an... That'd be a lot of drawing. Huh? You were talking about a set bonus for the Fusroda. You get to see the answer key for your challenge. Ah. Imagine power up, spike collar with spiker spinning, and it automatically hits enemies if they manage to land hit. And each time one spike breaks, I like shield to tank like 5-6 hits. Uh-huh. Yeah, Dragonborn had that ability, right? To see the word and so on. And arrow to the knee. That was a good joke. Always. I'm gonna close this one off. So yeah, lots of stuff to add. This one is gonna be for mages. The best one, I believe. It reminds me of a Final Fantasy mage. Okay. Back to work. Now what did we figure out? That we need another... We need another trap. Back to work. I need a soundboard with a whipping sound. You know. Let's call it create new script. Not bouncy trap. You know what? I'm gonna take a look at my old GitHub repo. Not GitHub, GitLab, of course. I had a trap somewhere there. In Reynard, I'm gonna reuse that. So if I go to sprites, obstacles, no, it's not an obstacle. Well, I'm scrolling through my old repo, trying to find, of course, I'm looking at the wrong one. You know what's funny, guys? One thing that's funny is that whenever you start naming a repo of your game, you never land the right name of the game, the end game name, if I make any sense now. Jesus. Okay. For example, Reynard was called Into the Fray. That was funny. Bumper trap. This is the one that I'm looking for. And I'm bringing it back. Bumper trap. Bumper trap. It's gonna be a nasty thing. Where is it? Traps. What? I have a PNG? No. Yellow is here. Let's make a bumper trap. Bumper trap. Like this. What's the size of this thing? 48, okay, 16 by 16. What we gotta do is we just gotta recolor a bit. Give it some good old makeup. Make it match our color palette. Okay, this one is dark. Okay. Like this, and edges should be a bit more bright. For now, it's okay. We'll see how it's gonna go in the future. Whip sound. Yeah. Damn, boy. I need a soundboard for that. Ooh. Ooh. This one, you know, if it lands, it's nasty. Woo! The air breaker and the skin bloomer. What? I have to use this one. You know what? Still, this one is kind of bothering me. It's too pale for my taste. Better. Bumper trepu. Bumperu trepu bumps you into the abyss. Bumper trepu, here we go, scene 2D. Bumper trepu. Animated sprite 2. Animated sprite 2D. Bumper trepu. Out for the morning, good luck and thanks for the laughs. Keep up the great work. Thanks, dude. Thanks, 23. Have a great rest of your day, man. There we go, sprite frames. Bumper trepu. Oh no, this takes a whole one. I need one like that. Sprite traps. What's this? Zoom in. That's 3 horizontal, 1 vertical. And by default. And here we're gonna have bounce. Bump. And the thing we do here is we're gonna play this thingy. Select all, add 3 frames, like this. Oh, that's too slow, papito. Yeah, you know what? The problem is that we have this as a second one. We should reverse it like this. So if it plays only once, it's gonna be more boom, like a pinball, you know. Ding, 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 ding. Maybe 10. Yeah, it's a bit better. Maybe 9. Yeah. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna just apply a knockback on you. Scenes, traps, bumper trap. Good one. What do we need? If we take a look at other traps that we have in here, how do I make them? I make them by assigning animatable body to them. Well, this one is kind of gonna be static. I'm gonna move it a couple of times maybe. Animated sprite 2D. Wait a minute, do I have like a parent? View owners. Random forest trap. No, not this one. Edit dependencies. No. Guys, I'm also gonna go cook soon and so on. Vacuum the floor. So we gotta be good and repay the favor for so many raids, guys. Triple jump games, right? So let's do it. Let's be good guys. Triple jump games. Two viewers are ready to rate. 3 viewers. 4. Let's go see the dude. Right now.